Good morning students, you are in social science class and today we are covering our last unit, fifth, economic presence of the government. When we are saying that economic presence of the government, it means a lot about the public facilities. Yes, public facilities as city buses, as the water coming to your houses, as the electricity, as the hospitals, schools, dams, bridges, pools, etc. All these comes in the public facilities, but how all these comes and what's the use of it? We are taking a one example here of public facilities in our chapter 9th, and in today's part first we are taking an intro of this one and going on with this one. Okay, when we are coming on the topic of public facilities, then what do you understand by this public facilities, and the important thing when we are saying that public facilities, then what's the other word we have in your mind, students? We have other word in our mind is about the public facilities given by whom? It means public facilities given by the person or authority, or we will say role of government, because government is only the one undertaking who is giving us public facilities. Okay, this thing is clear in your mind. Then we are coming to the next one, issues related to it. It means role of government and role of public facilities, and what's the role of public facilities relate to this issue to the government. Okay, so what we are going to study in this chapter is the main thing. We are taking an example here. Amu and Kumar are traveling through Chennai in a bus. First one, public facility, bus. It's okay, sometimes private buses are also there, but nothing mention is there, then we thought that this one is what? This one is the public facility. Okay, second thing, as they go around the city, they observe the water facilities. See the important we are introducing here about water facilities available in different parts of Chennai. It means this chapter relates to Chennai and chapter relates to Amu and Kumar. See, these are traveling in a bus. So what's the important in this one? See, when we are taking an example of Amu and Kumar traveling in a bus, and see the water facilities in Chennai. So what's the link with that in our chapter here? Let's read what we are going to study. First one, water as part of the fundamental rights to life. It means water is necessity of all. But what's the important thing about the fundamental right to life? It means we have right to life, fundamental right, and in that one we have right to house also, as we studied in our earlier chapters. Okay, and here we are going to start our new chapter with the water facilities and water as a part of the fundamental right to life. Public facilities, yes, we will study about public facilities here. We will study the important government role here in issuing public facilities. Where does the government get money for public facilities? When we are again and again considering this thing, that government's role is the important role, because all these public facilities are governed by the government. But how the money had taken by the government and in which modes this one is taken? So getting money for public issues for the government is the main thing, and what are the resources for this one we will read here. Water supply to Chennai relate to this chapter here. To Chennai, is it available to all? We will consider one by one in this chapter that it is available to all, or for some special categories had some important water supply facilities, others had not. We will discuss here in our chapter reading session. Next one is the in search of alternatives also for water supplies, and when we are continuing this one, Sanitation facilities are also important. So, extending sanitation facilities we will read here, correlate here, and as usual literally we will say in the last we will take our part conclusion. Okay. So, this one is the criteria what we will read in this chapter. So, coming to the chapter here, water and the people of Chennai. Yes, this chapter relates to the Chennai, and Amu and Kumar were travelling in a bus and they search out the water facilities in Chennai. See, water facilities at senior government officials like Mr. Ram Gopal's colony. It means Amu and Kumar were going near about the government officials colony, senior government officials. It means administrative ranks, higher administrative rank facilities are there, and for that one Mr. Ram Gopal's colony was there. And what's the facilities in Ram Gopal's colony about the water here we will read. See, this one is Ram Gopal's colony's picture, and see, Bangalore's here have tap water. First one important thing, that tap water for major part of the day. It means near about 8 to 10 hours water facilities are there in Chennai in Mr. Ram Gopal's colony. Second thing, that tap water, it means नल से जो पानी आता है बच्चों, तो राम गोपाल कॉलोनी में क्या हो रहा है, पानी की जो फैसिलिटी गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा दी जा रही है वो नल से आ रहा है, 8 से 10 घंटे तक वह कंटिन्यू है वहाँ पे. Next, on days when the water supply is inadequate, Mr. Ram Gopal speaks to a senior official whom he knows in the municipal water board, and a water tanker is easily arranged for his house. See, the ranking facilities provided by the government, or we will say that they will take initiative for the betterment of their life, as Ram Gopal here. See, Mr. Ram Gopal had major part of the day supply of water is there with the tap. Okay. Next one, if any circumstances happened that no water facilities for some days or any day or were not there, then in that condition what he will do? He asks to the senior officers of which department, students? Senior officers of municipal department, municipal water board, and these senior officials arranged tanker facilities for his house. So, see the higher colony, see how the pipes and how the cleans of the cars are going on, how everything greeneries, full level of greeneries are there. See, so in some places the water is going on the roads and in the colonies also. So, this one is the first condition of Mr. Ram Gopal's family. When we are considering about the next condition of the Chennai, Padma, we are considering about Padma. Padma works as a domestic help in Saidapet and lives in the nearby slum area. Slum जहाँ हम झुग्गी झोंपड़ियों को कहते हैं बच्चों, तो झुग्गी झोंपड़ियों में पद्मा रहती हैं और सायदापट में काम करती हैं. She pays a rent of ₹650 for the hutment which has neither a bathroom nor a tap connection. See the condition of Padma when she was living in a slum area. What's the facilities were there? No facilities. Only in ₹650 she had only hutment and not a bathroom nor a tap connections there. See the picture here. She is collecting water from the near about system facilities, and see the condition. Not only she, Padma is there, lots of other women or their preachers and pots and buckets are also there. So, the conditions are very worse for Padma. See, for 30 30 such hutments, there is a common tap at one corner in which water comes from a bore well. Only and only for 20 minutes water supply was there inside the pit, and with Padma 30 such hutments were there, and they all facilitate from 20 minutes water facilities. Okay. A family gets to fill a maximum of 3 buckets within this time. It means this one is the criteria. Okay. So, the same water is used for washing and drinking. Within these 3 buckets, same water is used for the purpose of bathing, same water is used for the purpose of drinking also. Washing, drinking and other whatever may be the use of water. We all know that every day from early morning to till late night we have the important role of water in our life. So, Padma's condition is here when we are considering about the summer season. The summer, the flow becomes a trickle. In summer, what happens, students? In summer, the flow becomes very trickle, so that one family gets water only at the cost of another. It means where rare conditions are there, and on that rare conditions, what happened, students? Only and only few minutes water supply was there, and in that water supply what happened? Only one or the another one. एक या तो एक व्यक्ति ले सकता है या दूसरा व्यक्ति पानी ले सकता है, क्योंकि पूरी लाइन लगी हुई है बच्चों पानी के लिए. तो आप कंडीशन सोचिए कि कैसे पद्मा और पद्मा की तरह ही दूसरे जो हटमेंट्स है, हाउ दे वर लिविंग देयर लाइफ. सो पीपल हैव टू वेट लॉन्ग आवर्स फॉर वाटर टैंकर्स आल्सो. When we are considering about Mr. Ram Gopal's family, what happened there? Mr. Ram Gopal contacted to the municipal water board facilitator and they provide tanker to him. But what about Padma and other hutments? They got a very rare water tankers with the long hours of waiting. We are considering here 2 situations, and this one is our third situation of Chennai. We are considering Shiva here. Shiva lives on rent on the first floor of a house in Maddipakkam and gets water once in 4 days. See the condition of Shiva. He was living on the first floor of a house in Maddipakkam and he gets only 4 days in a water. Okay, वो एक बार में पानी लेना है तो उसको कितना वेट करना पड़ेगा बच्चों? For 4 days he waits for the water. Okay, shortage of water is one major reason why Shiva can't bring his family to Chennai. This one is the very worst condition for the people who stayed outside from their houses only for the livelihood, and it is not possible for these types of people that they take their families to Chennai also. See the condition of Shiva. When we are considering the condition of Shiva, that for 4 days he gets the water here. Okay, and when we are considering about the major reason why Shiva can't take his family for drinking, Shiva buys bottled water. As you have also seen in near about areas, in the banks, in the shopkeepers, and moreover we are considering about the houses also, then there also what's happened, students? More of the water comes in a camper or the bottled or in a cane for the purpose of drinking. Okay, so the conditions becomes worse and worse day by day. We are considering about the water. Okay, we are considering here 3 and 4 pictures, and with the pictures with the their livelihood conditions, with their conditions of the areas also. We are considering about the water facilitated to him or her. Okay, when we are considering about water, we are considering our next topic, water as part of the fundamental rights to life. It is our fundamental right. Okay, water is essential for life and for good health also. As our doctor says that in a day drink 8 to 10 glasses of water. So it's possible in Chennai for the purpose of Siva who purchased bottles. No, na. So here is the right of the life, and water is the main important thing here. So safe drinking water can prevent many water related diseases. This one is the true thing that from the water we had many diseases, and if we drink safe water, safe drinking water facilities are there, then what's happened, students? No health issues are there. So this one is important. See the lines for the one tap water and lines of the ladies also in slum areas, and see their pots and pitchers and buckets here. See the conditions became worse and worse, and it depends on the area to area. When we are considering about the India has one of the largest number of cases of diseases such as diarrhea, such as dysentery, such as cholera, which are from the water. Okay, so we have many cases about diarrhea and dysentery and cholera, and all these things becomes the reason for the water. Yes, if bad water facilities are there, then these are the cases in India. So over 1600 Indians, most of them children below the age of 5, reportedly die every day because of water related diseases. See the conditions worst and worst out of the worst, कि जब हम बात करते हैं कि जब 1600 भारतीयों में से क्या हो रहा है बच्चों, जो 5 बच्चे हैं, जो 5 साल की उम्र से कम बच्चे हैं, वो करीब करीब उनकी मौत हो जाती है। और हम क्या देखते हैं, ये मौत किससे हो रही है? इट रिलेटेड टू द वाटर डिजीजेज, क्योंकि जब हम गंदा पानी पिएंगे तो दिखती बात है कि हमें जो बीमारियां हैं वो पानी जनित बीमारियां जल्दी से जल्दी घेर लेती हैं। When we are considering about the death, these deaths can be prevented if people have access to safe drinking water. It's only possible with the help of the government. So in our Article 21, it is clearly mentioned in the constitution that right to life is there, and with right to life we have right to water facilities also there. But in actuality, literally we will say in actuality all these things doesn't happen. So what's the rule here? It is the right of every person, whether rich or poor, to have sufficient amounts of water to fulfill his or her daily needs at the price that she can afford. अब हम समझ पा रहे हैं कि भले वो रिच है, भले वो पुअर पर्सन है, सभी को क्या चाहिए? सफिशिएंट अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर चाहिए for the fulfillment of daily needs. And when we are saying the daily needs, it depends on the person to person about the daily needs. Someone says that कि जब तक हम 4-5 बाल्टियों से नहीं नहाते हैं तब तक तो हमारी गुजर बसर ही नहीं होती, और कई क्या कहते हैं, no, half of a bucket is sufficient for my bathing facilities. Okay. In other words, there should be universal access to water. This one is the important thing, that universal assessment of water is necessary. And when we are considering about the universal access here, see, there have been several court cases in which both the High Court and the Supreme Court have held that the right to safe drinking water is a fundamental right. In many cases, when our High Courts or the Supreme Court agrees for the water facilities, then it is important that these courts agreed about the right to safe drinking water, and with this one they include it in our fundamental rights. When we are considering about the case of 2007, in 2007 the Andhra Pradesh High Court restated this while hearing a case based on a letter. See, the case based on a letter written by a villager of Mehboob Nagar district. See the conditions only on the basis of the letter by the villager of Mehboob Nagar district. Andhra Pradesh High Court restated the case, and we are considering about this case. See, right to water entitles everyone to sufficient, safe, acceptable, physically accessible and affordable water for personal and domestic use. So this one is the main thing by the High Court. So Andhra Pradesh condition is there, and same with the other conditions, same for the purpose of the water facilities. We will continue our chapter in our next part. Stay with us. Have a nice day.